put that on that beat. Oh.
Welcome to Bring the Smack Wednesday. I'm Big Al, the original Decatur's finest.
I don't know about all that. It's your boy Big Ty Seeds from Bay Harbor University. Let's get it started.
Special guest, we got the Chipper. We got Chip.
What's going on, y'all? Coming from
Special
the good state of Florida. Got Chip Turner here, official Chiptography as well. Joining the Bring the Smack podcast today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And this is Goody V coming at you from Pville in the great state of Alabama. Not.
I'm about to say, yeah.
Let's roll.
Keep that bullshit. Hey, how everybody week going?
It's going, man.
Good,
It's
baby.
going.
Good. Going good.
My ass. This weather is kicking my ass.
Yeah, open up my two
This
eyes.
what with this week?
Playing.
Yeah, this pollen.
Oh yeah. Fortunately for me, I don't have those issues with pollen.
Yeah, me neither.
Ty, what you got for it tonight, baby? Hey, we got a special guest, Chip. Be honest, Chip. Be honest with the people.
We got a special guest. The topic tonight is what are some red flags in relationships and how do you move forward in your personal journey afterwards?
Red flag. When they play those jealousy games, hey, when they look at you and you get a phone call, what female you got calling you? Oh, baby. That's a red flag. Red flag. When they go through your phone. Red flag.
Hey, goody. He didn't even give us a chance to ask a question.
You know,
I'm hot, baby.
He just went straight to
Flag on the play, baby. Flag on the play.
He jumped straight in. He didn't even put his foot in the water first. He just jumped straight in.
As a friend always say, jump over there, the water's fine. Yes, sir. The water's fine.
So these are red flags that anybody can display, either whether you're a man or female, right? We ain't just beating up on one gender.
We talk about both.
Both, right? Okay.
So hold on. So you said red flag for whatever team you playing for, and we don't know what team you playing for right now. So I'm just saying we're not judged. It's judge-free zone. So whatever he or she,
let me tell you this. I'm Big Al. They know me in them streets.
Okay, both sides.
Stay out my personal business.
Okay, if he would have waited, we would have said, "Hey, Goody, what are some red flags you look for in relationships, man?"
Man, number one, man, when you first starting off in a relationship, especially when they just way too intensive with it, man. They just way too like.
Wait, what you mean by intense, Goody?
Man, they coming at you. They coming at you, man, with like commitment in the face or in the attitude. You know what I mean? Like, hold on, slow down. Man, we just started.
You mean like a one-on-one relationship?
Huh?
Like one-on-one relationship?
Is there any other kind?
What you saying? In 5 minutes trying to marry you.
In my view, talking about a man and woman getting into a relationship, when they get too intense about it real early, like damn, we only been seeing each other 2 months. Shit, you know, they already want to put stuff in your house or have you put stuff in their house. You know, like slow your roll, man. Slow your roll.
Looking for a key to your house? Y'all swapping keys?
Bro, yes, sir. That's a red flag, bro. Like, hold on, you too intense with this here.
Hey, as younger than us, Chip, what's a red flag, baby?
Got to be honest with you. So what I would explain is kind of like my generation is probably gonna be different than y'all generation. Like
it ain't.
It's a lot different. I would think so, but what I would explain, right? So me being a married man, it is different. You know what I mean? But
no, you married man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm happily at that. You know. So what I would say, certain red flags that I see in like a lot of relationships now is that communication is not communication is a red flag. What I would say a red flag is if you're not able to communicate to a sense to where like if you always gotta step outside or gotta head out somewhere just to even just receive a phone call, or like Unc was saying, the first 5 minutes of us talking and dating, you want access to the Ring doorbell. We ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's a red flag. That's a red
Can't
flag.
get you can't get the password to the ring.
They can't get that ring. Can't get that ring. We ain't doing that. We can't do that now. But all jokes aside, I think some of the red flags that I see, or even when back in my younger days, that I would typically see is that whenever you're dating somebody and they're trying to compare themselves, or they're trying to compare a relationship to another relationship, right? It's only me and you in our relationship. I can't compare. We can't compare what we got going on to our best friends, to people we see in the streets, or even people we see on social media. Because if you're constantly trying to compare me, you're trying to compare me or trying to make me become somebody that you did not meet. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the red flags. I think that I see a lot nowadays. A lot of things is that social media, right? You're comparing reality versus what social media, because 9 times out of 10, what you see on social media is not the reality of what's going in somebody's household. In a sense, you're gonna have your good days,
No.
your bad days, in a sense. But if you're constantly trying to compare a relationship, or try to make a facade of a relationship on social media, trying to compare that, you're gonna end up losing out on somebody good at the end of the day.
Yeah. Red flag. Ask him body count. Red flag.
For the viewers out there, you wouldn't know that two people on here are related.
Hey,
I'm just saying, you
wouldn't
wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't get it. Red flag. Red flag. Talk about family stuff. Red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag. Trying to meet the parents, meet the mama, or the uncles and aunts too quick. Red flag.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Bringing you to the family reunion after knowing each other for about a month and a half.
So Big Al, what time frame do they need to be with you in order to meet any part of your family? The dog, the fit goldfish.
On the serious tip,
and then move on to people.
On the serious tip, y'all got to be comfortable enough in that relationship. To both y'all got to understand that y'all are in a relationship together, not one thinking that yeah, this is just a night thing, or we're just in it for sex or whatever. But if y'all in a relationship where both y'all agree to be committed to each other, I'm not saying marriage or anything like that, then I have no problem meeting the family. But if it's
so,
just
meet the Fockers,
he can't even get it out. He can't even get it out.
But if it's just a friendly get-togethers,
yeah,
you don't need to meet nobody. It's just me and you. It's friendly. It's us. That's the only person you need to meet is me and you.
Yeah, I was gonna say something like this. I was gonna say something the same thing you're saying, because obviously it's different for every relationship, but you both know when you comfortable with each other at some point. But that's about the time, without putting a time frame on it. Because I don't want to tell nobody 3, 4, 5 months or whatever, but it may take 8 months for you guys to be comfortable with each other. But it's one of those things that when it happens. You know what I'm saying?
One thing though, this being serious, do not jump in a relationship if you have not healed from previous relationships.
True that.
I think they got a word for that. I think they got a word for that called rebound.
Rebound, boy. You're going to hurt somebody because you're still hurting.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know that all too well, bro. I know that all
preach,
too well.
brother. Preach, brother. Preach.
That's just coming from me. I've been down the road a couple times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How many?
Couple.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. So red flag. We say red flags when somebody tell you they crazy. Believe them the first time. When they say I will bust your windows out.
Believe them?
Believe them. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You better not doubt them. You better not.
They are not playing. If they tell you that at the beginning of the relationship, I'm crazy, I will bust your windows out if you do X, Y, and Z, and you look past all that and you still get in that relationship, that's on you.
Yes, sir.
They told you this. You thought they were joking when they told you because you giggled.
No, bro, I'm telling you, bro.
Both y'all giggled. You're crazy, girl. You're crazy, boy.
Even on that same tip, man, when they start talking that craziness about I die for you or whatever like that.
Oh, they ain't going alone.
Nobody. I don't want nobody
They
to die for me, bro.
They ain't gonna die alone. I'm just gonna tell
No,
you that
sir.
right now.
I don't want nobody like that, bro. Because I can tell you right now, it ain't nobody gonna walk on planet Earth I'm gonna die for. Nobody.
No.
Not the wife, not the kids, not the grandkids. I ain't dying for nobody.
Is it the green
You telling me you would
flag
die
or
for
a
me?
red flag if shaking out drinking?
I'm throwing that red flag on you, bro.
Is it a green flag or a red flag if shaking out drinking?
Oh, it's definitely red. That's definitely red.
That's definitely red, bro. That's bloody red. There,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
That's a green flag to me. Let's go. Shit.
Oh no.
Line the drinks.
Hey,
Shit.
and we going back to the club thing, Goody. He just said it. We're going back to the club thing. Xander, you wasn't on mic check, so you don't know about the club thing.
What
Yeah.
What we going back to?
When he said that's a go for him, that's a green light. If they can outdrink him.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we will sit at the bar. Either she or I will say, line them up. Hey, you got to prove to me you can outdrink me.
Pour it up.
Yeah, pour it up.
Oh no. I done lived through that experience before, brother.
So-
I'm gonna tell you right now. If they can outdrink you, bruh, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. When they turn up the bottle of tequila more than you and your boys is, I can see if they got a wine cooler or no, they with the they got the knotty head like that.
Hey, drinking up all your good shit, Goody.
Taking it to the head like that. Nah.
When you waking up beside the commode and they looking down at you, you done?
You know what I'm saying? Red flag, brother. Red flag. I'm just saying, folks, take it from somebody who's lived through it. That's a flag. There's nothing to play with. Shoot, no.
Yeah.
I tell you, if it ain't them, you'd be the ones in the handcuffs almost every weekend. When that's the situation. One of y'all going.
And we're not talking about anybody. We just say what red flags we think that's in relationships.
I'm just telling you what the truth is. You go end up locked up, you got a woman that drinks you, or she gonna get locked up.
And I agree with Ty. If they say they crazy and they talk about busting windows,
believe it.
Please believe that.
They told you. They told you that. They didn't lie to you. They told you.
Hey, after they do it and they look at you, you thought I was lying? My bad.
They told you. They told you.
If you at your boy's house and you get a call at 2 a.m, they say they finna come over there and tear everything up. Hit the road. Get in your car and get the hell out of there.
What
man,
happened?
You done heard a lot of stuff, Goody.
I'm telling you, bro.
I don't know who you been hanging around, but you done heard a lot of stuff.
I'm just saying, bro. When they call you at 2 a.m, they pissed off at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm coming over there and I'm tearing up everything.
If you sit
get
on
your
couch,
car and go.
If you sit on the couch eating dinner,
only for preserving your friend's property.
If you sit on the couch eating dinner by yourself, and they walk by and say, "I should smash that plate in your face,"
oh, trust they will do it.
It's time to go.
Do it, brother. Sir. They'll give you red flags, man. Men and women will give it to you. You just got to be open to seeing them.
But all I can do is speak from the male side. On my side, sometimes you think that crazy sex is the best sex.
Mm.
You better think with the right head, because after all, that crazy sex is crazy.
Hey, Al, are we still not really talking about anybody? You just throwing it out there.
This is what I heard. This is what I hear on the streets. This is what I hear on the streets.
So young Xander, once again, welcome to the podcast. Okay.
Yes, welcome.
So before you enter marital bliss, some of the red flags you said the ring camera, no password to the ringtone. Okay, yeah, that wasn't doing. We didn't have ring back then. Okay,
I got one for you. So another one I would say back in my day, and I'm not speaking for existence, but if you bring your lady around the family cookout and your uncle's there, if your uncle don't tell you, is that your nephew? That's a red flag. Red flag.
Hey, hey, nephew, I hope that uncle ain't on here.
If that uncle don't try to break their neck and say, I see you, nephew, that might be a red flag before you change direction of that relationship.
So nephew, you said they should say that.
Yeah, they should say that. Or if they're not trying to suck their gut in when that woman passed by,
let her go. You saying let her go?
If your uncles ain't trying to suck that good in and
Try to press them. Hey, what they say? Let's say nephew, you want an ice cold drink?
if that ain't happening when you bring them to the party, you might want to go and let them go.
Yeah, and that uncle sucking that gut in, and he start getting dizzy.
You know what I'm saying? Red flag, bro. That's a red flag.
Gotta be. So y'all got some of the same red flags that we had the red flag.
Oh, a
but
good one
like
time when they start trying to dictate who you can be friends with.
That's a big one there too.
Oh yeah, you got to cut them because you was already friends with the people you was friends with before you met them.
But sometimes they think it's the best interest. But let me realize they don't have my best interest at heart. I don't.
Well, I tell you, this is what I'll tell them when y'all ain't around. It's like, hey, I was here for you. I'm gonna be here after you. So if some of y'all relationships didn't work out, it might have been because of me. Because I told them that. Yeah, I was here before you. I'm gonna be here after you.
There you go. There you go. Huh?
There it is.
And how did that end up?
Now I
How'd
see
it work out?
I see my life adding up all of a sudden because somebody was snitching.
I get it. Well, for one, it worked out well. The other two, not so well.
Not so well. No, but before we switch over to the other side of it, though, another red flag, man, is if that partner of yours can't seem to have fun or do other interesting things without you.
Yeah,
flag, man.
Yeah,
Anytime I'm in a relationship, and I've only been in two, so anytime I've been one, it's always been. I always say, hey, you gotta find ways to make yourself happy.
Hold up.
You gotta make yourself happy sometimes.
Hold up, Xander. Yeah. I know you're a guest today, but we don't allow this lying shit on the podcast. He trying to say he been in two relationships his whole life.
Been married, divorced, and now married.
That ain't what I said. That's not what I said.
Claiming. What about
them only two I'm claiming?
What about Lil Bobby?
I said who?
Lil Bobby in high school, because didn't Goody say he tried some things in high school? Or am I thinking about another Goody?
Might be another Goody.
Okay, my bad.
You gotta be, because it ain't Goody B.
It was Goody B.
My bad. So you sticking with you only been in two relationships your whole life?
Yeah, for the purpose of this podcast, I only been in two. Yeah.
For this purpose,
I made it very clear in both of them. Hey, there's some times when you just have to make yourself happy, because I can't be happy all the time.
I can't be.
Okay, I agree with that.
I need
my
me time too. You know what I mean? You can't be that person for that other person constantly. Sometimes you just want to go out with your boys and just have a good time, and it ain't having a good time where you're going out there holler at women and whatever else. Because I can tell you now, we get together, we'll get a whole house. We'll cook in the house. We'll drink in the house. And it's just the atmosphere of just sitting around laughing, having a good time.
Yeah. Even if you ain't hanging out with your boys or hanging out with your girls, it's just because I might want to sit down and watch the damn NBA playoffs right now. I don't want to go do what you want to do. You bother me at the wrong time. You know what I mean? So, hey, Monday night, if wrestling coming on, don't be scheduling nothing for me on Monday nights. Go find something to make yourself happy with on Monday nights.
I know about that. Good. I try to tell him that nigga got that Foreman grill beside him, outdoor grill. He cooking steaks on that mug and watching The Rock.
Call the name right now. What was it? It was indoor/outdoor grill.
I said that. If you rewind the tape, that's what I said.
That means you can use it indoors. Indoors Foreman for that.
Or that man, you call that man on a Tuesday, and when 24 first came on, he ain't gonna answer the phone.
No. That was
Jack doing something miraculously.
Yeah, sometimes you have those friends that kind of put you in, like, hey, man, don't call me on Mondays between 8 and 9. Jack Bauer is on. And I'll be damned if they don't remember call that good at 8:05.
Good, I remember that. I had a algebra question, and I need to ask my friend about, but I couldn't call him because he watched Jack Bauer.
Oh, yes, sir.
Somebody on this podcast?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You want me to point them out? We point people out on the podcast. We point them out.
That little piece of advice goes to relationships and friendships. If I tell you don't call me between 8 and 9, you're going to be disappointed if you do.
I'm just saying, Xander, they got their priorities in place If they say don't call them, man, they ain't gonna pick up the phone. You know, I could be in crisis, and they watching Jack Bauer. They already know what Jack ain't gonna die. They already know he's not
Hey,
gonna die.
he said you're
I'm
already
just
in a
saying,
crisis. What's an hour?
if if a tornado ain't bearing down on me, or Russia ain't sending a nuclear missile down in my city, ain't nothing that important. Call me between 8 and 9.
I
Find
think
something
another,
to make yourself happy with for the next hour.
I think another red flag I was going to bring up, just not even just about relationships we know with a significant other, but I think an important thing is the relationship that you got with your friends, the ones you consider your brothers, how females consider their sisters. Um, be mindful of who claps for you whenever you're getting your praises, and
Mm-hmm.
who's looking at you
Hmm.
even when you're going through the tough times and the dark times.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You
Preach, brother. Yes, sir.
you can't ignore those red flags whatsoever in a sense, right? You got those people who always call on you and you're always picking up the phone and you're emptying yourself out to help everybody else out whenever your phone's
Yep.
ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Always pouring from yourself, but then when your cup is empty, there's nobody around to fill your cup up, or you're paying attention to when you achieve something in life. And it doesn't have to be the biggest thing, the smallest thing, whatever you consider is an achievement. It's crickets, but you're always clapping for them whenever it's their time. So you can't never ignore
Thank
those.
you, Chip. Thank you. I'm glad those two heard that. I'm empty. I'm empty. I can't give them no more. You see what I'm saying? I'm empty.
So
Thank you, Chip.
Chip, I'm gonna set the record straight, okay? We all tight. We are all tight. But there's one person that probably gets all our shit, man. There's probably one person that we call each other. We do call each other, but it's probably one person that if Al can back me on this, he can tell me I'm right or wrong. It's one person that we call each other, but it's probably one person that we all can probably simultaneously call him, and he there, man. I get that brother his flowers, and that's Goody.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it,
Uh,
Ty. I try to be there for y'all, man. And sometimes I can't do it all. But
I
when
said,
something I can't handle, I'll pass it to Goody. So good job, Goody. Good job, goodbye.
Just what you're saying, Big Ty, is Al is he like the Bobby Brown of this podcast or something? It doesn't seem like so.
oh, most definitely, most
Oh, yes,
definitely.
sir. Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Yeah,
hey,
there's no doubt
I
about it.
I'll agree with Ty. Goody is the glue for all
My
of it.
my nickname for Mama Turner's baby boy is Mr. Telephone Man. If you watch that video from New Edition, that video was the first clue that Bobby Brown was going
Hey, that was a
solo.
red flag for New
That was a
Edition.
Yes,
red
sir.
flag. Bobby
Yes,
going
sir.
solo after this here.
He
You
he
watch
was
that
doing
video
too
and see
much.
Bobby.
He was
Hey,
doing too much.
Yes,
before
sir.
y'all
Yes,
lose
sir.
focus, I will give Goody his props, his flowers. He is the glue.
Appreciate that, Bobby
Hey, but then
Brown.
again,
Appreciate that.
he is 10 years older than all of us. So
But Xander,
he's been through a lot more than
but this next thing has nothing to do with the podcast. You hadn't been here, Xander. If you can look behind Goody, that thing on the wall, that 639, that's a scale.
That's how much. That's
That's
how much
Goody's
Ty weighed.
scale.
That's
That's
how much
Goody's
Ty weighed
scale.
before he did the haircut. That's Ty's weight
They,
before the haircut.
man, they be hating doing mic check after mic check, everything, man.
Hey, what was the second part of the question?
Oh, the second part was we was talking about the red flags, but we was also talking about you see them red flags, you go through the relationship, you get out of the relationship or whatever. How do you grow, or what is your personal journey after that? What do you do? What do you do to grow? For learning, what do you learn from that?
How do you grow from that?
Yeah.
Well, if you ask me, don't try in your next relationship, if you jump into another one, don't try to be perfect because nobody's perfect. If you're trying to mirror what that person you're in a relationship wants, you got to make sure you include yourself, a part of you in there. Because if you try to be a perfect husband, a perfect spouse, a perfect boyfriend, where they could be doing anything and everything because they enjoy it, and you sitting there like, okay, I'll go along with it. You'll hate yourself after a while. You look in the mirror and wonder who that person is.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you looking at that person or are you looking at that weight gain?
Hey, you look at the person in the mirror, partner, because I'm gonna tell you something.
Hey, same person.
It's ugly
210,
out there
250.
because you're
210,
hey,
250.
even though we said it before, you'll hurt that person because after a while, you're not gonna like the person you see in the mirror. And so
Yep.
when you start disliking that person in the mirror, you're gonna look for a way out that relationship. and the person you're in a relationship with won't understand why you're leaving because you've been doing it that way for so long.
Okay, I'm with you, Al. I'm with you on that, Big Al. You know, but I
Another way
still
to
need that. But I still need an answer to that question. I'm with you, Big Al, but I still need an answer to that question. Are you
uh,
looking
uh,
at your personal growth, or are you looking at that weight gain?
I'm looking at the personal growth, man. It's all personal growth,
Okay,
baby.
all right, then let's move on. Go ahead, Goody.
Because you can't, no matter what you do, you can't force a person to change. Only
Yeah, you
person
can't
that
stop a
you can force
motherfucker from
changing.
eating pork if they don't want to stop eating
mm-mm.
pork. You can't fucking stop them from eating pork.
Damn sure can't, especially when that pork is good.
Yeah,
You got
you
that
can't
good
force.
pork.
The biggest thing is when you try to force a person to change against their will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, go ahead, Goody.
Now I was gonna say, man, not only do you have to recognize what they, the negative stuff they brought to the table, you also got to recognize what you brought to the table too that was negative,
Yeah.
and work on yourself to try not to bring that into your new relationship too, man. Because
So
yes,
what did you have to
they may
work
have been
on?
they may have been. I ain't working on nothing because I'm perfect pretty much when it comes to relationships. So I'm a smooth guy, so I don't never do wrong. They always be the one to do wrong. So
I can tell
I
you,
ain't had to
I
do.
had to work
I
on
haven't had to do
myself
any
about
self
opening up.
reflection yet. Now I'm
I
just messing with you.
I
I'm
was
just messing with
quick to
you.
close. I was closed. I never opened
Hmm
up, even though I had problems. I never opened up, and shit. That's something I knew I had to work on.
I was full of. I was consumed with jealousy, man. You can't be that way. There ain't nothing you can do to stop somebody from doing what they gonna do. So
Exactly. You can watch a person 24 hours a day, every second of the day. If they want to go out there and do something, they'll do it.
they're gonna do it. So yeah,
But
you just gotta recognize the stuff that's in you that you brought to the table that was wrong too, and work on that. Because you can't work on other people. All you can do is know.
exactly.
You can only let them know how you feel about what they're doing, but you still gotta work on yourself though.
So
And
that
that's
was
what I
your
was
personal
saying.
growth.
Yeah, working on yourself. Working on doing correcting the things that you did wrong in the relationship.
And communication. Now, if you're in that new
Yeah,
relationship, please communicate, man. You gotta talk.
that's big. That's big.
Communicate.
In my last one, man, I'll be honest with you. In my last one, I put more I put more importance on hanging out with my friends and having a good time with my friends than I did with my family. You know, but my friends at that time, my rationale though was like, that was my refuge. I'm having some issues in this house. This was my refuge, and you boys kept me sane. Ain't gonna lie, y'all kept me sane through a lot of stuff. And but in the new relationship, you got to understand, that's your woman, that's your man. This is number one. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be time for your friends. There's gonna be time for hanging out and all that kind of stuff. But
Right.
you got to put that priority on your relationship and not so much on that outside stuff.
Yeah.
Man, that was pretty good, brother. Pretty good description. I'm glad because you said Al was you spent less time with Al and more time with your wife, and that was good.
Yeah. Hey,
Yes, sir.
it is what it
Yes,
is,
sir.
man. And I'm gonna tell you something. It was also a big problem because I'll tell you shit. I've been married twice. That working military, shit. You put in so many damn hours, and y'all hardly get to see each other, and it just seemed like it will bring arguments sitting at home because y'all never was able to actually just be in a relationship
Yeah.
Right.
because that phone never would stop ringing or
Hmm
EPRs or you got to be at work late. You know what I mean? It just
Oh yeah.
The
Deployments.
priority, the work balance life is what I'm hearing from both of
right
y'all
there, Ty. You hit it. Work
is the
balance.
work life balance. And Chip, if we can tell you anything, the work will be there, man. As far as that, you got a great relationship, as far as I know, marital bliss and stuff like that. The work will be there, bro. If it's something you need to put aside at work, go home, do that thing with your wife or whatever. That's what I say,
Hmm
man. That the personal growth of that is what I learned as far as that, man. You put up with what you can put up with. It's called compromise because you never know what that other person is not saying that they dislike us about what you do. They may say it, they may not say, well, I'm not gonna bother them and say I don't like him doing that, that, and that, and that. And at the same time, you say, well, I don't like you doing this, that in your mind, but y'all never saying it, saying it to each other to work on it. So the personal growth of that in this younger generation, as you say, Chip, the communication piece is with our generation and your generation. the more important part, I think, man, is when you want to look at your significant other and criticize, look at yourself first and see, like, damn, they might not like me doing this or I doing that. I know I don't like that about them, but
Yeah.
they just not saying that they're not saying nothing to protect my feelings, and I'm not saying nothing to protect their feelings. Well, ultimately, if you are that one, you should be able to say, hey, I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, I'll work on that.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
don't bring
what
it
you
up in the
call that
argument.
growth.
Don't bring it up
Yeah,
in the
that's that
argument
growth.
because don't explode in the argument on everything you dislike that you never brought up before.
No.
Yeah.
That's the worst
Wrong.
thing
It's
you can
wrong
ever
time.
do.
And
Yeah.
don't hold in the things that you actually have a problem with, because just like we can't read females' mind, they can't read our minds
Thank God they
either.
can't read our minds because, boy, they'd be shocked at some of the stuff I know y'all be thinking about.
I promise you.
Okay, Chip, go ahead, Chip, I'm gonna give you the floor. Go ahead, man.
think it's two different avenues I want to go down right quick. So one of the things that I think once you get out of a relationship, the question was, how do you move on, or what's the next steps for you in a sense? I think going back to Goody V, you gotta look yourself in the mirror and see what actually, not just what you did wrong, but also things that you did right as well. You have to figure out what status or what you're trying to do next in a sense. Are you ready for a next relationship? Do you just want to focus on yourself? Do you just want to have peace with yourself in a sense? Not saying you didn't have peace in that previous relationship, but do you just want to enjoy being single? You don't have to go from one relationship to another relationship. And also, when you're dating, like definition of dating, you don't have to be in a committed. It's different. It's a difference between being in a committed relationship versus dating to see what is out there that you enjoy and that what you like in a sense. I
Mm-hmm.
think another thing is that whenever you do decide to get into that next relationship, you can't treat it like the previous relationship. And what I mean by that is your previous relationship, that woman may have liked the physical touch, or you have to understand what that person's love language is. Because if you try to do what somebody's previous love language was to the next person, you may end up losing out on somebody good in the sense where you may be a person that you're always buying gifts, and that new person isn't really big on gifts. They're just big on having that communication to talking. Like
Yeah.
they fall in love with you just having a simple conversation in a sense. And I think that's something else that you truly have to keep in mind. I think another I guess pivot, if I had to say, is that if when you're in a relationship, right? Let's say if somebody's in a relationship for 5 years, 10 years, even 5 months, the person that you met at the beginning is going to be different at year one, year two. So you're almost taking a class. I don't want to say a class, but you're really learning somebody completely new as they're learning you in a sense. I know I'm not the same person who I was when I got engaged. I wasn't the same person when I got married. I'm not the same person I am now as you're growing in a sense, right? So what one person may used to love initially, they may not love that no more. And that's when it comes down to having that communication to where you're actually still falling in love with the new version of who you're becoming, but also who your partner is becoming in a sense. Because if you hold on to what you met, and there if you're holding on to who you met, you're not allowing them to grow. If they're giving you that same feedback when they're allowing you to grow, or making the changes of things that you may have done in a sense. So if you made decisions in the past, you can't hold that against one person if you're not going to allow that to hold on to them in a sense. So I think it's understanding that people are going to continue to grow in a sense. You just have to give them that leeway or that opportunity to grow as you're getting older, and you're getting grower as you're growing within your relationship.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
That's great.
Yeah. And number real quick though, you do have to be honest. No, regardless of what stage of that relationship you're in, you do have to be honest. Because I know one thing that I did, is pretended that I liked something. You pretend you like something, and
Yes.
then when the relationship gets heavy, to that stage where you about to make commitments, you really didn't like that thing you was pretending, but you thought you had to do it to to that stage, right? Because I can tell you right now, and it's funny to me, but my wife now, she used to tickle me all the time. I hate it. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I pretended and did a little giggle,
You said
that's
tickle?
cute and all kind.
You said
And she would
tickle?
tickle me I'm ticklish on my sides. And she would
One
just
is
tickle me.
rolls, one is
Yeah,
jelly
I'd be in
rolls.
the kitchen, man. She just walk by and tickle me. So but it really wasn't, nothing I enjoyed, but I pretended because I wanted that relationship to work, and I wanted to snap. But
Yeah.
no, you know. But as we got married,
Were you upset
now I felt like I felt more
because your
comfortable
belly was
then.
rolling? Was she tickled?
No, I
Did you
felt
catch
more
you see all that
comfortable.
gut moving?
So I'm like, hey, man, cut it out, And they didn't wonder, well, you ain't said nothing before, so you got to be honest.
Yeah.
And you do got to be honest. Don't pretend all the time about something. Because I pretended I didn't smoke when I first met my wife. I pretended I didn't smoke. Shit, I was,
Like a chimney.
God damn.
bruh,
Hey, you a
bruh.
great. Hey, Denzel, you a great actor.
Yes,
Shit.
sir. That was a big lie I told in the beginning. Shit. I remember she caught me one time, pulled up at the crib, and I saw her pull up, and shit, I ain't have nothing in the house, man, to straighten up. Didn't have time, so I ran to the kitchen and grabbed a damn onion, bro. I ate the shit out of the onion. Just to try to get rid of that. Man, stomach hurt and everything, but just to get rid of that cigarette smell, bro. Like, and I didn't really even let her in on my smoking habit till, it was pretty much too
You
late.
ain't bite into an onion, did you?
Hey,
Yeah,
all right,
no,
all right, man. We appreciate your honesty. Good. We about to wrap it up.
go ahead,
So
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna start with the last word. Last word that I got to wrap this up is when they tell you they crazy, believe them the first time. So Big Al, what's your last word?
Hey man, be honest with yourself. If you ain't ready for a relationship, don't hurt nobody because you're hurting.
All right, Mr. Goody.
Now, just the main thing is being honest, man. Just be honest with yourself and with them.
All right,
It'll work
Xander, we're
out.
gonna let you close it out, man.
Last thing I got is make sure don't put those blinders on. If you see red flags, acknowledge those red flags, but also at the end of the day, make sure you're happy. You can't make nobody else happy unless you're happy at the end of the day.
So you don't think
And the
dudes haven't
last
seen that belly roll?
We ain't out of time yet.
No, sir. We
Hey,
got some seconds left.
hey, she
Yes,
was
sir.
tickling. That belly got to moving. Goody couldn't hold it in at the same time.
Yes, sir. She liked this belly, bro. She liked this belly.
Hey, belly hitting
Yeah.
grease. That boy got burn marks underneath his belly.
Yes,